Thank you for listening to Depictions Media Radio. And welcome back, everybody. And we're here today with a transgender lady. She is a beauty pageant contestant, and also she is a fighter for human rights, and which is something that, if you've been following social media over the past few days, you'll see that there's been a lot of talk about the fight of human rights, and not just for one particular group, but for a lot of people. But Alexis is here today to talk about rights for people who are transgender, and in their ability just to have a great life. Nothing too fancy or anything like that, but to tell her story and to talk about what it means to have a great life and experience the rights to go along with it. So let me introduce Alexis Ellis, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Michael and others. So being transgender is pretty hard. In the past, it was very hard to mingle with anyone. It's very hard-sided before. Nowadays, it's getting more open, listening to us, helping us. Like Michael said, I'm in a beauty pageant. I am the second one in this beauty pageant. It's a transgender, but it's the first year we're doing it. So there's two of us are doing it. Both of us, one of us I'm from BC, and the other one is from Ontario. So we're both are competing against each other with other ladies and trying to fit in to teach everyone, like, hey, we're like anyone else. We're trying to help and helping each other, or helping anyone to know that, hey, you could not have to hide anymore.
Okay. You know what? That's a great message. You don't have to hide anymore. You know, because let's go back for a little bit. And what was it like growing up for you? Did you? I mean, I'm not going to get into did you play with dolls or any of that sort of stuff. That I don't even believe that sort of thing matters one way or the other in deciding what you want your gender to be and how you want people to actually view you, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
So what was what was growing up like? Did you fit in with people growing up, or not?
So when I was a kid, I was like a normal boy, and then I had a serious trauma that it was sex abuse when I was little, and that kind of triggered some stuff. And I feel like when I was in school, I wasn't welcome. I wasn't fitting in with the boys. I was more like want to do arts and crafts, like the girls do, and it was kind of getting harder. So I was more difficult into this part of society. So when I was 34, At 34, I went to a transgender clinic, and then that's where I got more confidence for myself to being a transgender. But anyone in their younger age who are transgenders are having a hard time before. But now, a lot of schools are talking about it with Suchi. I curse. I don't mind it, Suchi, of course, but I don't want anyone to say, hey, we are forcing people to do it. No, you're not. No one's forcing anyone. It is up to single person. Like for me, I decide my own self to be one.
Okay. Yeah. It says, according to the bio I have on you, that you had vaginoplasty. Yeah, in November of 2017. Okay, let's define that vaginoplasty. What does that actually mean?
Vaginoplasty is like a GRS surgery, or the gender reassignment surgery, or used to be called SRS, and that used to be sexual reassignment surgery. Same thing, but definitely now. Vaginoplasty is part of the GRS surgeries, is for change our gender, like mostly for the bottom part, convert it more to a regular, what we should be. Like for me, from male parts to female parts. And some people are from female parts to male parts. And that's a harder surgery. And I know a few people who did that one while we were doing my surgery. I was in Montreal, November 21st, 2017. There was 10 of us in this hospital, private hospital, and 9 of us were male to female. 1 of them was female to male. And the surgeon would done 4 of us each day. Or, yeah, like 4 of us each day. Right. Except the last day is like the last bunch of the group.
Okay.
Or 3 each day, and better. 3 or 4.
So, go ahead.
But it's pretty, nowadays, now you could have the surgery in your own province. So now Ontario is doing it, starting in September. Vancouver, BC is doing it in Vancouver, starting in September. And so I don't have to leave my family, go to another province, and have the surgery, and don't have any family support in Montreal.
So then, I'm going to guess that the family support and help is probably very much a welcome, if not needed, while you're going through this, right?
Yes. Technically, you have to have the more support by having family with you to grow, to get better, to, like, your best healing process is having family with you and encouraging you to do better, encouraging you to, like, move on in your life. The harder part is no family support. You have your struggle. You will say people don't like you, and there's no courage to get better.
Yeah. So the healing process, and you bring up a good point for anyone. That mindset that you increases your body's ability to heal, right?
Right.
So,
the better support, better healing.
And that makes perfect sense. To your bio and parts of the email that I received from some people about you, I'm going to bounce around a little bit through this because there's a couple of terms that I want to make sure that everybody also understands as we move forward through your story. What is a double whammy? What does that mean?
Say that again?
A double whammy.
Double whammy means to me is I have two things against me in my life. Mm-hmm. One is cerebral palsy. It is a piece of your mind muscle that doesn't work well. And it could be, there's 8 different types of them. Mm-hmm. I'm with a speech program or a speech issue in grammar. So if I write a story or write anything, my grammar could be bad. And speech, it depends on how I feel at that moment. Sometimes I will go do oops, and by hearing. But and then the other part is being gender dysphoria. That's part of being a transgender, and it's like there's a lot of info about it. Mm-hmm. But there's also too is like I read in one research was everyone was born with in the front of the mind is your body image, and sometimes your mind does other games and tells you this is not what your body should be, and you're like confused. Mm-hmm. But if you get help, that's mostly it's the best reason to help get your body recovered is by learning, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be. Now I'm fixing it. Now I know what my life is like.
Right. Okay. So let me make sure I have this correct. You're saying it's a center in the front of the mind, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. That's new information. I had never heard of that before. But okay, because it says you just said you were in a church. So what was it like was that church accepting of the fact that you were transgender, or wanted to change your gender from male to female?
So I've been into 3 different churches. Mm-hmm. One church was open diversity, so being open to anyone. The second church was I did not really feel comfortable. It was more like brainwashing. They're against LGBTQs plus too. And then the third one, they welcomed me, but they weren't comfortable in some ways in my life. Mm-hmm. Like, or if I'm doing a retreat, they won't sleep in the same room. No one wants to be in my room. No one feels comfortable wearing or being in my room. And I'm like, this is strange. But they always say, they go by the Bible a lot, and I'm like, yeah, but you know what? God likes everyone, and this is interacting. You guys are not being honest. Mm-hmm. So I am joining another church, a fourth church, in 2 years, but it's a lot of better for me, and a lot of times the churches are now welcoming us, like open hearts. Like, it doesn't matter what the Bible says, what God says. We're all humans. We're all one learn spiritually. Mm-hmm. Let us do it now.
Yeah. Well, Because I believe some in the Bible that it says that God created us all equally, so you should be treated equally within that community, right?
Sure.
So,
like some say in the book, say God created man, God created women, but God never mistake. But it's also too is God say He loves everyone. So there's question marks from the Bible, but there are also too is like society is changing since the Bible is made, and it's getting to more opening to everyone. Doesn't matter if they're trans, gay, lesbian, queer, cross-dressers, you name it. Anyone could go to church now.
Right, and that it's really how it should be. At least from my way of thinking, that anybody should be able to go to church, pray, worship, because God loves all of us. So, so with this fourth church, have you found that church that feels like home?
Yeah, I feel comfortable. Helps my depression bit. Always my drama I had, giving me more comfort, trusting people, and believing in spiritual. And that's better medicine to heal your wounds.
Okay. So, okay, there's something else here that it says something about you in April of 2019. You went through another surgery. It says about tissue expanders. What does that exactly mean?
There are some people, or what the Bible says is, it's a sin if you had the surgeries, if you had the change of gender. But you know what? It's old. It's nowadays people don't mind you have the surgeries.
Right.
Like my church that I love, they say, we don't care that you had surgery, or we don't care that you changed your gender, but let God touch you what He prefers. But that's between that person and God. Right.
That is an excellent point. That is between that person and God. So, in April 29th, 2019, you had another surgery?
Yes, I have another surgery this recently. It's the top surgery, so breast implants. I'm in 2-part surgery. I decided to go 2 parts. So one part was tissue expanders I had in April. And then in October, I'm going to have my breast implants. And then tissue expanders removed too, same time. So it's a big step. And not all transgenders need this surgery. It depends on how they feel and how they, if their breast is not growing much or is going the wrong way, like mine was. So I had to fix mine.
Okay.
That's why I don't care what size the breast is. Some people are like, oh, we'll go crazy on the sizes. No, you can't do that. Like, I talked to some people in States, in other parts of Canada. They pay, like, my surgeries were paid by Trans BC, funded by MSP, but it is hard to get into it, the surgeries, be funded, but other places, they don't get funded. And it's a lot of money to do these surgeries.
Yeah.
A lot of time, pressure, and stress.
Right.
That's why I always mentor anyone who's doing vaginoplasty or tissue expander or breast implants. I'll talk to them. Make sure they know what they're doing before they go to it, because there's no turning back. For vaginoplasty surgery, you could go back, but it'd be more painful, more deadly.
Right.
I don't think anyone wants that.
No, I can't think of any good reasons to once you go in a direction to reverse it and then go back through all that pain again. That doesn't seem to make sense.
Like some people think, oh, we should go back. And I was like, no, we shouldn't go back. These are what that person decides. It's not whose decision is this.
Yeah. So, I'm not asking you to speak for people, but do you think that these people is they would ask you or maybe try to brainwash you into converting back? Do you think that that's something that they're doing out of their own fear, rather than out of concern for you?
Yeah, I think I know one church who was doing brainwashing. I know one transgender was part of that church, and he was trying to get me to join him, but it was not comfortable for me being brainwashed, since I know what brainwashing is, but he didn't understand it. And 3 months after, they told him he has no choice. If he wants to stay with the church, he needs to convert back under his will. And mostly he would say yes, because that's what they told him to say. So when you're brainwashed, you're kind of lost your way. And for me, if someone tell me, oh, you should go back, I was like, yeah, but how do you pay for it? And all the pain and torture going back. It's not cheap. I know my surgery costs over $30,000 Canadian. And all the change your name, you change your gender, that's going to cost you another $300 on top of that for your IDs.
Right.
And all your clothes, all your... it's stressful to change back. Because now you have, say, it's me, if I change back now, that surgery, I have to do 2 surgeries. Remove the breast implants, get that back, do that bottom surgery again. I'm like, that's more painful. Plus, that's going to be $50,000 or more.
Yeah.
For both of them. I'm like, there's no way I have that much money. If I did, I would have done more surgeries than these 2. In my own way.
Yeah.
I know some transgenders, they do all the works. Their voice, their face, their body implants. You name it. All different types of surgeries.
So I honestly, I didn't know that there were that many surgeries that went along with this. So you're actually teaching me stuff here, which is good, right?
True. That's why we're doing this interview.
Yeah.
To teach others that, hey.
So, go ahead.
I know the society is changing. Never knew down to Vancouver, the Pride Festival, It's one of the biggest parades in BC.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing how much people put towards that pride.
Mm-hmm.
And never knew, technically, Pride Day is a protest day.
Yeah, it is.
It's to tell you, everyone, human rights. And some people don't know that. They thought it's party time. Oh, it wasn't party time. 50 years ago this year,
mm-hmm.
It was, boom, Canada say, okay, this is right, and that's when it changed. Because
right.
if you were a transgender before 50 years, you're really, it's deadly.
Yeah.
Because no one wants you, you're in the dungeon, you never know where to be. That's how much the world changing.
Yeah.
Like, who our World Health Organization says transgenders are not mental health anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good news for me. I was like, oh, okay. But there's still depression.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mental health issue with us.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I would think that the depression is because you're being ostracized and being told that you're abnormal, which puts you on the takes you out of the rest of society. That would be depressing.
True, that's true. I could go like fairgrounds now. They're having a Pride Day, like
mm-hmm.
2 years now,
mm-hmm.
and that's amazing. Like I went the last year and I had fun. I didn't want people not judging me, nothing. And I was like, okay. I still have to correct people saying she, not a he. Because when I go on the phone, maybe this radio interview might be like that too. But it's just like, hey, I don't care about my voice anymore. This is my voice. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to fix it. I don't want to do surgery and raise being can't speak. That's one the risk for that surgery.
Yeah. I didn't realize that they had a voice change. That was one of the. I've heard of singers using this voice change surgery to make sure to correct changes in their voice, and the risk, of course, is you may never sing again.
Right, it's a big risk. So there's hardly any surgeons. I know there's none in BC do it.
Mm-hmm. There's
some in Ontario, maybe Alberta, in the States, but they're very rare because it's a special surgery that needs to be fixed. Rare, like vaginoplasty.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many surgeons in Canada do it. Now I think there's 8 of them. Before there was only 4 surgeons.
Right.
And then before that, a couple years before my surgery, there was only 2. Now it's growing in Canada.
Right.
And that means, and each one would never have, you never see a picture or video of your surgery. How much? Anywhere. Because all the surgeons have their own ways and their own, keeping a little bit safe for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want their techniques to be used anywhere else. Because they don't want to be sued by someone and say, oh, this surgeon screwed up on me because he went to your way.
Oh, okay.
For their sake, and they don't even want to know their secrets too.
Right. So, okay, so we've addressed the exterior of Alexis, right? Let's talk about the interior. Through all these surgeries and everything, has your personality, your belief systems, or any of that stuff changed?
Yep. I'm more open, I'm more vocal, I'm out here, out in public more than ever. My old way was, oh, I'm shy, I don't really want to go there, I don't want to go on the roller coaster, I don't want to do this. But nowadays, I'm going crazy. Being a beauty pageant, being a pageant, being an author, being a public speaker, doing interviews on the radio. I'm more going out telling my story and not hiding anymore. So
right.
Inside me, it's no more I'm not hiding in there. I'm more now, this is true me, this is me, this is where I was supposed to be born. I should be this, and that's what I am.
Yeah. So, because there are, how to put this, that there are things that we are supposed to go through in life so that it becomes more of who we are, right? And so, this process that you're going through with being transgender and everything, it's a process that you need to go through to be Alexis, to be that person that you're supposed to be on stage, to be that voice that tells people, hey, it's okay to be who you are inside?
When first time I tried going hormones, I went to a clinic. I say, hey, I want to go. I want to be a transgender. This and this. They say, no. I said, why not? You gotta to know this study. I had to research what's my life is going to be like. How am I going to deal with my life? What the problems with the life? That's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to manage. Hey, I'm coming out. But you need to learn, okay, what's your emotion be like? What do you think people will like you about? Do you think people like you? Or do you think people hate you? So I had to research. I did it a research for a whole year before I started hormones. And then after the hormones treatment, I researched more for my surgery. And that was the hardest process because you would have to do 2 medical assessments with 2 different doctors and answer all the questions and dress what you want to be. So if you want to be a female, you got to dress female. If you want to be a male, you got to dress male in this assessment. But there's something funny about it is it could be the same questions, or they say the same questions, but you should spin on it and say it different ways to get you going. And whoa, wait a minute. No one told me nothing. I'm walking into both my assessments are bang, bang. And then I passed it.
Right.
And then went to Montreal for my surgery. They had to got all the info. They had every single inch about my assessments. They had to look at it and decide, okay, is this approval or not? If it is, now it went to Hugh, and Hugh had to say, yep, this person's good, go for it.
Right.
Or if they say, no, this person's not all there, maybe you need to tell them how to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's a lot of different stories.
Yeah. Well, you brought up the idea and thought of depression, and maybe that depression could be something that needs to be fixed before they move forward with surgery.
If they're emotional wreck, like very bad emotion, they might question before they do the hormones and think about being a transgender for surgeries. Because if you have a bad emotion, some of the hormones would be damaging you.
Right.
You could be more deadly to anyone. You might suicide. Because right now, the highest suicide rate in Canada is transgenders. And it's one of the highest ones there is. It's due to how people treat transgenders, how society treating them, and how they react to people.
Right.
So it's pretty tough for anyone to do it.
I wouldn't think it was exactly the easiest of paths, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. So, it says that did you join the pageant, and what is the? I know that most pageants aren't just about, hey, look at me, I'm beautiful, sort of thing. There's usually most people who I've known have done this also are trying to deliver a message to the public, and they're using this stage to do that. What would be your message right now?
So, for one pageant I went and did already was Miss BC. That's more leadership, and what they asked us to do is, what's your platform? So, one was transgender. Then I was like, wait a minute. Technically, I have both cases. I'm putting like pressure on cerebral palsy and transgender, and there's no numbers for both of them together. So I'm like, I'm rare. I'm a double whammy. I'm not like anyone else. But there's also too. I wanted is my charity of choice is Night Shift in Surrey, and also Heart Show Fund, because they helped my dad survive his open heart surgery.
Okay.
It kind of saved him.
Yeah. So the you're not just on stage, like I said, look at me, I'm beautiful. You're on stage to deliver a message and to bring hope to people who would fall into those with these other charities that you're representing, right?
Yeah. So what I do is I'm coming out teaching people how to not to be hiding themselves true self. If I could be an author with the cerebral palsy, that's a miracle. Being a public speaker with cerebral palsy, that's a miracle. Being in a pageant with both of them, that's a miracle. This pageant I am is a miracle because it's a beauty, but it's also making a statement is society is changing. We're all equal to be one. Now, for equal rights. So kind of teaching everyone, hey, doesn't matter if you're First Nation, transgender, lesbian, normal, cis, all of us are into one pageant, or all believe in one.
Mm-hmm.
And this pageant I'm going to next month is also a national one, so it's more across Canada. So it's doing a big statement to the whole country. And if one of us who is the transgenders do win, and presenting Canada, will be international, and that will broad that out. Say, hey, if that one can do it, what can I?
Right.
That's why I love when I get my sponsors. I tell them, you are one of the helpers to lead me to this way.
Right.
You're helping anyone could do anything they can.
So
and they mostly do.
Yeah. Is that kind of your bottom line message, that anyone can be what they want to be?
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if they're disabled or disability or transgender or LGBTQ. Anyone could do anything. Doesn't matter if you're what kind of nationality are you. Everyone's equal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'd say going back to those people who were in the churches and everything trying to brainwash you, that I say that you're delivering more of a message about what God wants us to, how God wants us to treat each other than they are by trying to brainwash people. I'm just saying.
Sure.
So, what is it? What's the name of the pageant that you're joining right now?
So it's called the Galaxy Pageant of Canada.
Okay, and how can people find out information about about the pageant and what these pageants represent?
Go to Galaxy Pageants Canada website, or go to message me, and I'll tell them more about it too.
Okay.
Like for Miss BC pageant, it's open to anyone. I know someone who's part of LGBTQ who won a crown, and I'm proud of her. I'm shocked that she was one of them when I didn't know that she was, and me and her connect very well. Anyone in LGBTQ knows help each other to grow, to get better, and that's a bond we need. But now the bond needs to be for the whole society too. Sure, some people are not sure. They think it's shame. There are some bad apples, we've been hearing in the radio, but there's good apples too, like me. And there's gotta be look at the positive people instead of the negative people.
Yeah. I'd say you're definitely a ripe apple. Okay, so I want you to do something for me right now. Okay, take a deep breath as I'm asking this next question. Okay, I want you to tell potential sponsors out there who are listening, or that you would share this recording with, why you're a great fit for them to sponsor you to be in this Galaxy pageant. Okay?
Okay, so if you guys sponsor me, I will be promoting you. I will be personally my heart and soul on you guys. I'll be doing a lot of things. Like right now for Galaxy Pageant, they will put you on my personal website on the Galaxy site and let me wear your pin on my sash during Pageant and anything I do. So as of September 4th, I should have a sash, and I'm willing to go to places anywhere in DC and showcase Galaxy Pageant and showcase your business, your services, and promote you. Like I will post on my Facebook account, Instagram account, anything you want. Even after the Galaxy Pageant, I still will help you, sponsor you. You're being my sponsor, I will promote your business services. And also, I will give you an autograph book of the chapter I did in this year that was released. And next year's. But next year's one won't be released until 2020. That's it.
Okay, cool. One last question, and then we'll wrap up with your contact information. Okay. After you have you won the pageants, and you went down the road of changing people's lives, what will the world look like after you have done?
I know I can't change everything, to be honest, but it will be leading people to equal rights. Doesn't matter if they're Chinese, English, or Chinese, Caucasian, Indian, First Nation, disabled, transgender, lesbian, gay, any of that. What I want is everyone to be equal. If not, try to be it. Because if one can start it, everything else will fall through like a dominoes. I believe like equal rights. And I don't want to see World War III.
Okay, so what are the best ways for people to find you?
They could find me on Facebook. There's Alexis Ellis. But when you do that, please message me too and say why you want to know me more. Also, Instagram, Alexis777CDN. And my email address is Alexis77CDN@gmail.com.
Okay. Well, thank you, Alexis, for joining us today. And I'll be watching to see you win the crown. Because I think that above and beyond everything else, I think you deserve it. So.
Thank you so much, Michael, for the interview.
All right. Okay, so.
And also, what I mentioned too is when I'm in Toronto, during those pageant days, I will be posting stuff on my Facebook.
So that gives us.
So if everyone wants to follow the journey, there's another pageant I might be joining in February. If some volunteers would love to join me too in the future.
Yeah. So I'm going to warmly invite all of our listeners, so when the pageant's going, and to follow Alexis and share what's going on, which she shares on her Facebook and social media while she's going through the pageant, and let's help make Alexis win, so she can have a really cool platform to change our world and bring more equality and human rights to our society. Okay, thank you everyone for listening. This show has been produced by Depictions Media. Please contact us at depictions.media for more information.